Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel, and I need to apologize to Paul Thorpe. And what happened was Paul Thorpe, just to recap, he had an interview with Anthony Farah from Timepiece Gentleman. And look, I got to tell you honestly, I watched it. I woke up early on a Sunday, and I got to tell you, I was very critical of Paul Thorpe. And I'd like to make this video here now and say, Paul, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I've rewatched the video I made there, and I do want to apologize for any misunderstandings. And I got to tell you guys, you know me, I got my Rode microphone. Well, you know as well as I do, I've had my own share of technical malfunctions. So I got to be totally honest there. Yeah, I was very, very hard on Paul, and I think in all honesty, Paul tried his best. He tried to, he asked the hard questions. And I may have misconstrued when he was trying to, I think he had a problem with his earpods or the microphone, or something was wrong. He couldn't hear the information. And it sounded like to me he was answering the question for Anthony, but he was sort of prodding him along, but it was probably the technical problem with the earbuds. And I got to be honest with you, I think Paul Thorpe is a great guy to have in the community. And I've got to be totally honest with you, I have been incredibly under pressure to perform in this community. Community expectations are very, very high in the watch game. You're talking about a lot of money. We're not selling, bubble gum or pieces of chocolate. You're selling timepieces, which are many, many thousands of pounds, many thousands of dollars, thousands of euros. You're selling my Milgauss here. You're selling some very expensive bits of kit, and I got to be totally honest with you. It's you're dealing with people's emotion. They often spend more than they can really afford to spend. So you got a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling. The community itself there. The community can be very hard to gauge, like as an entertainer, because let's face it, what ArchieLuxury and Paul Pluta does, he's trying to entertain the masses in the watch segment there. You're always trying to get the next laugh. You're trying to get the next rise. You're trying to just trying to beat the pack, and it ain't always easy. And I think the community, when I was watching this video, this interview on the Paul Thorpe channel, I was reading the comments from the community. The community was extremely harsh on Mr. Farah. And I got to be honest with you. See, I look at Anthony Farah and I see this narcissistic sort of guy who's, but I think when I rewatched the Paul Thorpe interview, Paul Thorpe could see a real scared young man. A real scared young man. When I say young man, he's young compared to me or Paul Thorpe himself there. And I think it's a bit of fatherly love that Paul has for the community, the younger members in the community. And I think I may have misconstrued that as leading the witness, answering for him, or trying to put words in his mouth so he answers it nicely. And I got to be totally honest with you. Paul did ask the hard questions. He did ask the hard questions. He may not see. What he didn't do, he asked the hard questions, and when Farah stumbles, you attack. You go deeper. You know, I think he kind of backed off. He kind of believed the words from Anthony Farah, and I can understand it. They got a relationship. They never met, but as Paul said, they've spoken many times, and you know, it's one of those things there. So, look, I do want to make a public apology to Paul Thorpe. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I said things. Look, I've been under a lot of pressure myself, and that doesn't excuse my mouth at times. I've been under enormous pressure. I'm trying to promote the Elite Luxury channel. Okay, so basically I bought this channel from a friend of mine who had some money problems. I fixed the monetization problem. I think it was tied to a sim of his girlfriend. I fixed it all up and I got it working fine, and I spent considerable money on this channel. It's been absolute dog shit, to be honest with you. And now I've got some girls who are doing reviews for me, with me, I should say, and I got to be totally honest, they're costing me a fortune. These girls are not cheap, and, you know, well, I'm not going to name names, but one of the girls, she started her time from when she parked her car and came up to the facilities, and you know, I mean, you don't want to nick. Then she's whinging about the parking meter. She had to pay for the parking, and I said, "Oh, here's $10," and I just feel a bit used. I feel a bit used, and the expenses are really high. I've invested so much money to try and get my Elite Luxury channel off the ground. It's like the, you know, Howard Hughes and that Spruce Goose, you know, that wooden aeroplane with about 10 engines on it. He's trying to get the bastard off the river. You know, that's the Aqua. Trying to get the bastard off the ground, and I know exactly how he felt. And that's kind of how I am here. I'm in a really bad spot. Mentally, I'm trying to get this stupid channel working. I had a good friend of mine. I had a bit of a tiff with him. I had a tiff with the wife. She doesn't like me doing these videos with, you know, it's just a disaster. Everything is a disaster. It's just so hard. It's just so hard. It's not easy. It's not easy in the least. It's not easy in the least. And I gotta be totally honest with you. It's, I got problems as well. I got really drunk today. Let me tell you some problems. Okay, well, you know, one thing about Paul Thorpe is he's a good man, and he said, why didn't you, this is what he said to Anthony, why didn't you come to me as a senior person in the community and ask, is this a good idea? So I'm going to tell you now, Paul Thorpe, I've faked something up a lot, and I need your help. Okay, so Paul, I'll tell you what happened. I drank the rest of this bottle here of Macallan 12. I drank it. I sucked it dry. Absolutely sucked it dry. I drank that to the, it's gone. And then what I did is I oversold advertising space on my fridge. and I don't know what to do now. Nico, he said, I'll take $1,000, I'll take, and I kind of faked this up because I've pissed off some of the people who have got ads for. Now, I've actually got, in my garage, I got this A frame, so I was going to sit here. I've got another frame to go up here, so there's two. That was the master plan, but I didn't quite tell these people they'd be moved across, and I think Nico Leonard, he wanted the fridge. He didn't want the off bit. So, Paul, how do I fix this mess up? Help me fix this up. Help me fix this mess up. I need your help now. Tell me what to do. I just got a headache. I'm not feeling well. It's just the pressure of the community. Believe you me, being in the community, it can be really, really hard. It's hard. The community has got really high standards, and the community is very quick to give you a quick smack if you do wrong. But if you don't keep the community engaged, you're yesterday's man. You're yesterday's man. And yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough. So, Paul, I want to apologize. I'm sorry. I was completely wrong. And Paul, give me some advice how to fix this disaster up. I wait for you, and I need your help. I'm ArchieLuxury, the method actor who plays Paul Pluta. Tell me what you guys think I should do. Help me, Paul. Help me. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.